Tapestry Hall is a new skin on old, strong bones. From its foundry roots of 1847 to today's reinvention as a premier event venue in Galt's burgeoning Gaslight District, this new chic space is a warm embrace with storied limestone bricks, beaten wooden beams, and smooth concrete. Voluptuous windows spill light throughout the hall, taproom, and on-site brewery as the world's largest living sculpture, Meander, draws from the ceiling to greet and guide visitors throughout this historic masterpiece.
When you look at a structure like this, and you look around, you know there are stories written in those walls. In each limestone brick, in each beam, there is a piece of history there. You see the concrete on the floors. You knew that it was an industrial building at one point in time, but it has a story. And that story is what's going to keep this space going for years to come, and it makes you feel all good inside. Was a foundry way back in the day, and to come from that and to transition into this, it's just been a really great use of the space to keep repurposing it for the community. So this is Tapestry Hall. It is an incredible venue. I mean, I'm biased, obviously, but when you look around, we've maintained a lot of the history. We've kept a lot of the old foundry pieces that were originally in this building years and years and years ago, although they're not working anymore. We wanted to maintain that symbolic history that this building has had to the region. You can see that a lot of the windows are still intact. The reason why there are so many windows in this building is because back in the day when it was a foundry, the workers worked by the daylight hours. So when they were in this space, as soon as it got dark, they shut it off because they didn't have any electricity, which is really cool. So we preserved a lot of the windows. Of course, we put in new fixings to make them much more modern, but we wanted to keep the light coming into the space. And that was our goal. Make history and design come together in a modern way that people can still feel the bones of the past while bringing them into the present with all the different decor elements. When you're in Tapestry Hall, it's a big space and it could be very cold, but it's not. It's very warm. The first thing you notice is this incredible masterpiece. It's called Meander. It's by an architect named Philip Beasley, and it's considered a piece of living architecture. The reason why it's considered living architecture is because within this structure and throughout the entire installation, there are glass globes that can contain microorganisms. They kind of morph and change your biodiversity over time. The other really cool thing about Meander is the fact that it's connected to sensors within the Grand River. So it kind of, in a way, dictates the movement that you hear and see within the installation. And that's actually what Meander is based on, the movements of the river flowing. Everything in the world takes time, but events especially take time. It's not just, you know, come in and here's your wedding and it miraculously happens overnight. We have a planner who will sit down with you at a 6-month mark. We offer decor services, floral services. All of these things take time. I was brought on in March of 2019 when this was a dirt pit. I often get a little bit emotional thinking about where we have come from and where we are now. It was stressful with deadlines, me making promises. Okay, we are going to be open. Your party will be a go in the end of November. A week before, things still aren't finished, and I'm going, oh my gosh, how are we going to get this through? This is our reputation on the line. But it's been amazing to experience how the teams all really pulled together to make sure that this place could open. Coming into the space, finally getting it finished, having a great Christmas season. Like, we were full at Christmas, which is unheard of for a brand new facility. To then come in March and be told you have to go home. No more events, gatherings can't happen. It's been a bit emotional, as you can tell. I get teared up because we've all put our blood, sweat, and tears into this space. The whole team has been working so hard to make this something spectacular, and then to have COVID come in and kick our sails out from underneath us has been a bit hard. But the cool thing about our team and about our company is we've been able to pivot and keep business going by advancing a few things. For instance, the patio. We are set to have the Foundry Tavern, and we are set to have a patio at the tavern. We were not going to be doing it this year. We were focusing on events, but we decided, no, let's do this quickly. Let's get it up. Let's keep our business alive and keep our employees employed. So we decided to open up a pop-up, which now we are lucky we can have some indoor dining as well. Even though we are not a restaurant, we're using what we are capable of doing to maintain some sort of normalcy during COVID. We were also able to launch an incredible product here called Hard Water. You may have heard of it in the region. Jeff, our brewmaster, is just an incredible mind.
Hard Water came about because I was looking at what was happening in the States. There was a product coming out called the seltzer waters, and these are blowing up. They're going to be something like a $2.6 billion industry next year. And we don't have any of that here. I started playing with them and seeing what they were and trying to figure out what it was. And it's refreshing. It doesn't taste like alcohol. It tastes just like a Perrier. And to me, there is such a market for that. People are interested in that, that I'm glad that I can launch it when we did. The best part about brewing in here is that I get to see the people drinking my beer. And people get to come by and see the brewery and see the district and see what's happening here. And the revitalization of Galt, and I feel like I'm in on that. And that, to me, is cool. I love Galt, and I can't wait until this is all done and Galt is what Galt should be.